for the rules of this list, just to go over, I'm only going to pick one game from each series. So, although there are lots of series where I enjoy every single game or multiple games, that series is only going to get one game in this top 10. It doesn't mean that the other games don't belong somewhere in the top 10, but we got to give some variety here, you know?
Hey everybody, we're back! Yeah, we've been gone for a while, but now we're here and... Wait, what? You sure about that? Okay, so I was told we were supposed to wear masks, but I guess I was a little confused, so, yeah, we'll fix this. Don't worry.
Alright, we're back. So I haven't been around for a while, as you guys probably noticed. You know, a lot of things were happening, there's a pandemic and everything, but the main problem was I actually didn't have a working computer. But now I have a new computer, so I'm back, baby. I figured we'd start off with something kind of easy. We're just going to do another top 10. This is going to be top 10 video games of all time. Now, these are my favorite video games of all time. It doesn't mean that they're yours. It doesn't mean it's anything official or whatever. So, I mean, if you disagree with something, the order, or you don't see your favorite game on there, don't be too upset. Just go ahead and leave a comment on what you think should be in there. Also, I'm just going to list what system I played it on. It doesn't mean it's the only system that each game's on, but that's just how I'm listing it, so deal with it. But with that said, let's go ahead and get started. We're going to start with number 10. Number 10.
Rock and Roll Racing on Super Nintendo. So Rock and Roll Racing holds a dear spot in my heart because I actually hate racing games. I'm not very good at them at all. But this one, I will play any day and I will kick ass. I mean, you've got combat, you've got racing, you've got power-ups. It's just fun all around. It's done in an isometric view, which a lot of people don't really like, but that's my bread and butter, baby.
Number 9.
Moving on to number 9. We have a game that was very influential. It's Grand Theft Auto San Andreas on PlayStation 2. Now, the Grand Theft Auto games that came before, those were all good too. The first two were a top-down view. A lot of people didn't like those, but I still found them fun. Number 3 and Vice City were 3D games, and people loved those. Vice City holds a dear spot in my heart as well.
Just like a lot of other gamers out there.
But then they finally perfected the formula with Grand Theft Auto San Andreas. This game was just epic. It was huge. You could do all sorts of things. I mean, your guy could even lose weight, gain weight, build muscle. Like, it was just so in-depth. You have to keep eating. There's turf warfare with rival gangs. Just all around, this game was freaking awesome. And it paved the way for what Grand Theft Auto would become with Grand Theft Auto 5, which is one of the highest grossing games of all time.
Number 8.
So number 8, I'm going to go with the original Resident Evil. However, for this one, I'm going to say the HD remake on PlayStation 4 was probably my favorite version of it. Before that came out, it would have been the director's cut on PlayStation 1. I didn't play the remake on GameCube, but this game is just amazing. It brought out a total new genre with survival horror, and it was everything I wanted as a kid. I loved horror, I loved video games, it was perfect.
Number 7.
Number 7, I'm going to go with Mega Man X on Super Nintendo. Mega Man was always a great series, and this was kind of a hard choice because 2 and 3 were also amazing games that I love. But Mega Man X just took it to a whole new level. You had the wall jump, you had the dash, you had the power-ups, you could even get a freaking Hadouken. Like, you just couldn't top that game. And you could go back into the levels, replay them, get all sorts of different secrets, heart containers, energy tanks, the armor capsules. It is definitely a good time.
Number 6.
Number 6, that's going to be Turtles in Time on Super Nintendo. I mean, it's probably the greatest beat 'em up ever made. It's Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. You go back in time, you fight dinosaurs, rockmen. Like, you can't go wrong with this. I mean, you even fight Bebop and Rocksteady as pirates. I mean, that's freaking crazy. So, that is definitely one of my favorite games out there.
Number 5.
Okay, so for number 5, I'm going to go with a PlayStation 3 game, and this is going to be a game for one of my favorite superheroes, and it's going to be none other than Batman Arkham City. No other game has made you feel as much as Batman as this game does. You can glide around, you can use your grapple hook, you're fighting, you have batarangs, you have all sorts of weapons. Like, it's just insane the amount of things you can do. The story is great. The art direction's great. Like, it's just a masterpiece of a game. Anyone that hasn't played it, go out and play it now. But with that said, it still only comes in at number 5 because there's some games out there that are even better.
Number 4.
Number 4, we're going to go with Twisted Metal 2 on PlayStation. Now, this game might not be everybody's taste, and some people are going to be wondering why it's in my top 10, even in the top 5, and I mean, it's above Batman Arkham City, and that's crazy for some people. But the fact is, I played the crap out of this game growing up. Me and my friends would just spend hours and hours every day just beating the hell out of each other in this game. It is just ridiculous. It's the best car combat game I could say that's ever been released. Has memorable soundtrack, the design is amazing. It's just the most fun I've ever had in a video game that had cars in it. I'm just gonna say that.
Number 3.
Okay, so for number 3, I'm gonna actually break my own rule a little bit because I just cannot decide. I mean, I told you there would only be one game per franchise in this list, but I just can't do it on this one. So, with that said, it's going to go to Zelda games because there's Link to the Past on Super Nintendo and Ocarina of Time on Nintendo 64. And they are two of my favorite games ever. And I can't decide between the two of them. I mean, they're both amazing. They both are just so much fun, have a great story, have a great environment. Ocarina of Time took the jump into 3D, which Zelda's still doing these days. Link to the Past took it to 16-bit, which was brand new at the time and looked beautiful, and still holds up to this day. I mean, while Ocarina of Time is fun, the graphics haven't aged the best. Zelda Link to the Past still looks beautiful when you play it, but Ocarina of Time is still an amazing game too. I just can't pick between them, so they both get the number 3 spot.
Number 2.
And at number 2, Super Mario Bros. 3. That's right, Mario 3 is number 2. I don't know, it's a math thing. Just, carry the 3 or whatever. Anyways, this game was revolutionary when it came out, and I was a little kid when I got it, and it just blew my mind. I mean, there was the overworld map, you had power-ups, just ridiculous amounts of power-ups. I mean, the leaf, you had the Tanuki suit, you had that little shoe you could get, you had music box, the hammer, but those aren't really power-ups, but you know what I mean. Frog suit, Hammer Brothers suit, like there was just a ridiculous amount of content in this game. And the level design was amazing. Almost every level or world you find something new that just you haven't seen in any Mario game where it's like, what the hell? I mean, what about that world where everything's giant? I mean, how can you not like that? So this game definitely shaped my taste in video games and my life in general because I was all about it when I was a kid and I'm still all about it. I can pop that in and play it any day and have a great time. So that is definitely one of my favorite games, but not the favorite. So that leaves us with only one pick left, huh? What is number 1? Well, it's going to be another Super Nintendo game if you're wondering. Yeah, can I build up the suspense anymore? I bet I can. What do you think? What is it?
Number 1.
Okay, number 1 is Super Metroid on Super Nintendo. The original Metroid was a great game, but it lacked a map and it was kind of easy to get lost and hard to figure out what you're supposed to do, but it was still tons of fun. Then there was Metroid 2 on Game Boy. Again, a great game, but it was on the Game Boy, so it didn't give you the full experience really. I mean, it was in black and white or tones of gray and green, whatever the Game Boy is. And then it also had that spider ball, which while it was kind of cool, it did get tedious at times, so it had its problem. But Super Metroid, oh my god, it knocked it out of the park. That game is a masterpiece. That's all I can say. It is the most amazing game I've played. It has action, it has platforming, it has puzzles, adventure. The atmosphere is beyond incredible. You can feel the influence from the Alien movies in there. The atmospheric music is just perfect for what it is. I mean, I can't really say anything bad about Super Metroid. They gave you a map system so you can find things. They upgraded pretty much everything for the Metroid experience, and it will lead to future games as well on Game Boy Advance, on the Wii, on the Wii U, soon on the Switch supposedly, as well as influencing an entire genre known as Metroidvania, which combined elements of Metroid and Castlevania together to create another awesome masterpiece like Castlevania Symphony of the Night and many others that came after that. So that is without any doubt my favorite game of all time. And to this day, I still play it probably about once a year or so just because it is amazing. And I've been playing it ever since it was pretty much new on Super Nintendo. That game is what video games are all about. Just trust me on that. If you haven't played it, go play it. If you don't own it, go buy it. Like, you need to play Super Metroid. Just do it, okay? Anyways, with that said, it is great to be back, and there are many more videos to come. So make sure to like, subscribe, share, get people going on this. I need more subscribers, okay? Come on, you gotta help a brother out. Anyways, catch you guys next time.